Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time. If you are old to the channel, I just needed some time, honestly, and I do appreciate those who have reached out to me to tell me that they would like to see new videos from me when I am ready. I just wasn't ready yet. I actually have had the idea to film this video for probably about 6 months now, but I just wasn't ready yet, and then I had a moment recently that just smacked me in the face with it, and I was like, I need to film that video. I need to film that video. But before I get ahead of myself, if you are new here, which I hope you are, my name is Katie. I am the author of Modern Day Orphan and the co-author of Fostering Hope for America. I started this channel in hopes of not only it being a therapeutic outlet for myself, but also a way to form solidarity with survivors, and also a way to educate people kind of as to what the foster system actually looks like and what it is like from the foster kids' perspective. So that is me. That is what I'm doing. But what I am doing today is I am sharing the stories of my dreams. Which I honestly hate doing. I do. I really do. And I have been struggling with the fact that I hate sharing it, not because I feel like I need to preserve myself in some way, or people will take them the wrong way, or they'll think I'm perverted. I don't tell people about my dreams because I'm ashamed. That is what it is. I had something happen to me recently, and someone quite literally, moments after waking up, asked me what my dreams were about. And I don't know if it was because I had just woke up from like the worst dream, and like my first reaction was like, my God, was I saying something? Was I doing something? Like, was I being crazy? And my second thought was, I would rather literally slice my tongue off. Just 1,000-degree knife style, you know, just like, I don't want to. And the reason was because I didn't want them to know that that was in my brain. And that's why I'm filming this video, because that has not left me. I can't get past it. I am peeved at myself that I am still ashamed and still harboring shame deep inside my freaking brain about something that happened to me. And I'm so ashamed that my brain keeps on pulling it up. So I just want to talk about my dreams. And I will say, starting off the bat, 80% of my dreams, on average, sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse, but about 80% of my dreams on average are beautiful dreams. I have dreams that have this theme of just freedom and flying and traveling and adventuring, and I'm always going on hikes to waterfalls and occasionally getting mauled by bears, but those are just occasions. But like there's these beautiful themes of freedom through all of my dreams, and I'm so thankful for that. And I think I want to start there because it's not all terrible all the time, but sometimes, and especially when I have a lot of stress in my life, it gets a lot worse. So from there, I move into the category of like stressful sleep. It's not like the worst sleep in the world. It's not the worst nightmares I have, but it's definitely not like restful and I'm not having a good time. And these are dreams that are not necessarily scenarios that I've been in, but they're just like really stressful scenarios. Most of the time, like I'm running away, or I'm having to hide in a house or like a room, and somebody's like trying to get me, and somebody's trying. I hate admitting this. I do, like, I don't know why. I'm going to. I don't know if I'm going to upload it, but I'm going to admit it out loud. I have dreams of like having to barricade myself into rooms and like people are trying to get me, and I have dreams of like running away, and I know that the people are out to get me, and like, and if they catch me, they're going to take me back. And like, it's not like the worst sleep in the world, but when you wake up, you have to have this moment where you're like, okay, like I'm in my house and the doors are locked and I'm in my bed, and I'll turn on YouTube and I'll watch something and I'll just like pull myself back in. And so it's not the worst, but it's definitely where the issues with my nightmares and my issues around sleeping kind of begin, is this like stressful kind of sleep. And from there we start getting into dreams that are more memories, but aren't like the worst ones ever. So a lot of these are like really stressful situations I was in, or sometimes they're just like literally dreams about doing manual labor for hours. It really depends, and honestly, like, we could talk about it for hours, really, but like you could just like pull out of a bag what some of these dreams are about. A lot of them are just like stressful situations where I'm getting yelled at. And it's not like, again, like I said, it's not the worst dream in the world. It's definitely like the best. A lot of them are about abusive situations that I've been in that I wouldn't necessarily like to remember. And why these dreams are so significant is because when you're in this dream state, it is so real. It's freaky-deaky kind of real. I cannot remember these places to this degree in my cognitive brain while I'm talking to you, as I'm talking to my camera in my room by myself right now. I can't do that. But in these dreams, I can remember everything. I can remember the sounds. I can remember the way my mother smelled and the way my father's breath smelled. I can remember everything. I can remember artifacts about how things were outside, like that I just like can't remember because these things happened so long ago. But in the dreams, it's so fresh, as if like you're literally there. It's disturbing. Even if it's a kind of benign abusive situation, maybe it was just an altercation with me and another kid, or maybe it was just like, sometimes I have dreams about kneeling on grits. That's not like the worst, well actually it was kind of bad, but it's not the worst dream. But being in that moment and having to like relive this in your dreamland, first off, you feel betrayed by your brain. Like, other people dream about Brad Pitt, like I would take one of those every once in a while, but you also just like kind of feel like trash because you have those emotions that you had in that moment right back in your life again. And you're 25 years old, you're a grown woman in her own house, but it doesn't matter. You still have to ground yourself again and like kind of restart the day, starting from one of the lowest points of your life. And from that statement, I will move in to the worst part of my dreams. The worst part of my dreams, first off, trigger warning, I don't care who you are, what you've been through, this is going to be hard to hear. This is going to be really hard for me to say. And that's why I said I'm going to say this out loud. I don't know if I'm ever really going to upload it. I'm going to try. I'm going to push myself. One of the worst dreams I have is a dream about sexual abuse. So if that's something that you don't like to talk about, hear about, I love you, appreciate you, and happy healing. But I would need to talk about it because I'm ashamed it's in my brain, and I am more ashamed that I am ashamed. It's a secondary, tertiary kind of ashamed. I'm just like, why? It's just like all this shame and it's not even mine. Ugh. Anyways, I'm freaking stalling. So it is a sexual scene, and there's a young girl, and I do disassociate a lot when I tell this story. I'm sorry, it's just kind of what I have to do. There's a young girl laying on top of someone, and there's someone else, and he hurts her bad, and she jumps up and she starts screaming, and she's bleeding and she's crying. And the woman jumps up and starts beating the crap out of the dude and beating him in the head and telling him, like, you fucked her up, you fucked her up. Like, and then I start screaming and crying even more because, like, now she's beating him up and I'm even more confused because I was just trying to be who I was taught to be in this situation. I have no idea what to do because I'm hurt now. She's beating the crap out of him, and then I start screaming, so she starts hitting me in the head, telling me I need to shut up before I wake everyone up. And I have this dream all the time, and it fucks me up that the most disturbing thing that I've ever seen in my whole life comes out of my brain. It didn't come from a movie. Stephen King didn't write it. Like, My brain replays this over and over again. And I'm ashamed. I can't even say that I'm not. I can't even say that I'm not ashamed. I can't say that I've gone past it and that I've grown. Because I haven't. I'm still so ashamed that that replays in my brain over and over and over again. Still, I am 25 years old. And I'm still ashamed about it. And in that moment when they asked me what I dream about, I could not. And it messed with me, man. It really forked with my head that I couldn't. It's because I wasn't strong enough. It's because I wasn't willing to be vulnerable enough. It was because I was ashamed of what I had dreamt about. Even though it wasn't something that I did, it was still a shame that I harbor, because I'm like, it's still a scene that exists within my brain. I know that I can't be the only person who deals with this. And I'm there for you, 100%. It sucks to feel like you've been betrayed by your own brain. I wish that I had, and most of the time when I share my stories, I try to like wrap it up on the end with like, this is what helps me. This is what is helping me right now, is telling this story and uploading it to the internet and telling the whole world, essentially, that this is a shame that I have in my brain, but I am not ashamed of it anymore. Or I'm going to try not to be. I wish that I could just be polarizing like that and switch it off, but this is ultimately a shame that I've harbored my entire life, and it probably won't go away.